Some of you might have seen some of the vague tweetings going around. I know there's been some frustration around all of this. A lot of people are saying, you know, you're gonna vague tweet about it. Either vague tweet about it or don't, or tell us what it's about. But a lot of people also don't know what this is about. So I'm going to try to establish a timeline. And I want to start from the very beginning of the vague tweeting, I suppose. So there's been a lot of content creators that I've cut ties with Takahata101. And I suppose what's the most surprising about all of this is that these are some VTubers that he was previously really close with. For example, Alicia, large indie VTuber, she's announced that she's cut ties with him. And Alicia and Takahata were streaming and collabing together like a lot. So obviously it was surprising. It all started not with this Discord announcement actually, but with a video that didn't get much traction. It's a now deleted live stream. So I just made a summary of it. Like this is what we got to go to work with right now. So we'll stick with that. If they want to make additional statements, and they have, like, I have many videos to shows. Some of them are really long, so I think it's okay just to have a summary for this. Basically, Alicia will no longer be collaborating with Takahata101. Videos recorded with Takahata101 on a recent Thursday before the announcement will not be posted. Something happened that made Alicia, quote, very uncomfortable. And Alicia then decided to end her friendship with Takahata101 after discussing the issue with him. Alicia says she felt used, implying that Takahata may have collaborated with her to improve his image after a prior issue. And Alicia then stated she will not be answering questions or discussing the matter further as it's not her story to tell. Older collaborators with Takahata will remain on her channel to avoid stirring up drama, and Alicia stands on her principles. And then there was this Discord post that also got cross-posted on her Reddit server. At everyone, I have no intention of speaking of this further, and I will not be answering questions, but my friendship with Takahata has ended. Something has come up that made me uncomfortable to continue interacting and posting content with him anymore. So even videos I did record with him will not be posted. Please do not pressure me to talk about it further. Just know I'm beyond disappointed and have stated that to this community time and time again that I don't care if I've known a friend for 10 years or 10 days. If they do something that is unacceptable, I'm dropping them. Thank you for reading and looking forward to continuing my consistent content grind. And then, like I said, this was like cross-posted on her Reddit server. It's actually pretty active. And then there's like a comment that she posted saying, "It's not my story to tell. If the parties involved wish to speak on it, that is up to them. I'll talk about it when they choose for it to be public, but out of respect for the other party involved, I will wait. I do pride myself on transparency, but some issues aren't just drama and tea. Some need to be handled with care. This one is of those instances. They can't just quietly stop streaming together because people will, like I said, Kiwasa, they collab together very frequently, like a lot. It's like, okay, it's like as if I collab with Parrot and Nuzagi like once a week and suddenly you guys never see them on my stream anymore. You would ask questions, so you would have to do kind of a soft announcement. Then there is another Discord announcement. Firstly, let me make this clear. This has no relation to the events of today's stream, nor the individual who perpetrated those acts. My friendship with Takahata has ended. I am uncomfortable interacting with him and being used in his content. He continues to post videos with me in them, but I do not approve of continuing to be used for his content. Videos with him in them will not be posted, nor will I allow myself to be posted anymore on his channels. Just know I'm beyond disappointed in his actions and have been firm in the fact that I keep honest and forthright company. I will drop anyone who has made me feel uncomfortable. Thank you for reading my statement in this matter. I'm looking forward to us continuing to excel as a community alongside a good company." And Takahata himself has privated take down a lot of videos. This is taken from Playboard. After that, Takahata has been kind of quiet on social medias. So Adora Bunny also posted this on her Discord server. I won't speak on this further. I have no intention of speaking on this and will not be answering questions. Also, no, this has nothing to do with the situation from today's stream and is in no way associated with that, but my friendship with Takahata has ended. Something has come up that made me uncomfortable to continue interacting and posting content with him anymore, and I've asked him to stop posting videos with me and them. Videos I have edited with him will not be posted. Please do not pressure me to talk about it further. Just know I'm beyond disappointed and have stated to you all that I will keep myself with good people and will drop someone who has made me feel uncomfortable. Thank you for reading and looking forward to us getting back on the horse. Yeah, so a few people have pointed out that the messages looked very, very similar. Another one from Digital Vagrant. There's gonna be more things that get clarified as we go along through the timeline. Remember, this was early March and we're now in May. So there's videos and there's more things that they have said since then. So Digital Vagrant also posted something similar. I don't want to answer questions or hear discussions on this, nor will this be the only time I speak on this matter. I have cut ties with Takahata due to my discovery of something I consider to be beyond the pale and requiring the termination of all contact with him. Any content he posts involving me is done without my involvement and without my permission. I do not want to see discussion of this. Speculation on this will do nothing but harm. I kept silent on this until such a time as people I consider to be far more affected than I am to exercise their agency, but I also want to make sure people know where I stand. Please resume your Sunday evening lounging. If I get enough work done, I'll probably try to do a Monday stream. Thanks, folk. Now there's also a tweet, but this one, you have to take it with a major grain of salt because it may or may not be related to the situation. But they all kind of came out at the same time, so we put them in the red dump. But we don't know if he's referring to the Takahata situation or not. So this one, huge disclaimer, may not be related. Being in your late 20s, 30s, having a partner reading or watching TV in your shared space while you're just in the other room hunched over a phone/computer, having Discord e-sex with a plurality of VTubers is such a catastrophically loser behavior that it blows my fucking mind. And then, so Adora and Radioactive went live on stream and they spoke a little bit more about the situation.
For you, chat. Right? You guys help us, and we want to stand strong for you. So, this is hard as fuck. You can hear. Can you hear? Can you hear how hard this is? Like,
I am uncomfortable trying to vocalize this because I feel like someone has a gun at my back.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Like,
no one's gonna shoot me, but I feel like it.
It is scary and difficult to come forward on such a serious topic, but we, at least myself, also ask you to not harass Takahata101, to not harass his community in our stead. That would be unfair to us as creators and not what we are trying to tell you today. What we are telling you here today, or at least I am telling you here today, is I am no longer associated with him. I have asked for him to remove his content of me going forward, but not in the past, because we cannot remove what has already happened, and we do not wish to create this and make this a worse issue for ourselves going forward.
The other thing, too, is we don't want to have to force other people to come forward if they're not comfortable coming forward. That's part of the reason why we ask you
Am I missing a doc?
Information
We're all missing a doc.
In and just keep it at that, right? This is a person by person basis based on how they want to deal with this. Some people don't know. Some people were affected more closely. There's no judgment here. Okay, chat? No judgment. Again,
this is the one time people want a Google Docie for context. But the thing is, I suppose the quote-unquote, like, the people involved don't want to talk about it, so everybody's just skirting the topic.
Again, we are making a choice for us, for our communities. We are bringing this forward to you because we did associate ourselves with him relatively recently.
Yeah.
And we had cut, like, all of us immediately. This was in January, right?
Yes, it was in January.
No, I don't think it's a weird friend fallout thing. It looks like it sounds like something more serious. But with the wordings used in the following clips, you can sort of guess what it's about.
We clean cut Yeah, we
that-
clean cut at the end, but we didn't tell you guys about it because, like, again, this
We
is a
didn't know
very
how.
delicate subject, and we didn't know how, and we didn't know if it was appropriate. But
Alicia's courage allowed
Yeah.
us to finally
Oh.
come forward and tell you what is going on in this,
Mhm.
at least to this capacity of our relation with Takahata101.
And I am
Mel plays and
eternally
Rina
grateful
plays.
for
Hi.
her support and her ability to instill that confidence to do this. This is not easy. If you do care for us as people, as creators, we don't want this taken outside of our communities, as we said. I don't want this taken to Taka. I don't want this taken to his community. If you all enjoy his content, that is perfectly fine. I don't need to know. That's all right. I don't judge you. That's okay. I will not be angry. I just personally cannot handle seeing his name or seeing his likeness at the moment. So let it stay here until otherwise there is public information. And
again,
I appreciate your understanding
Yeah.
and compliance.
do
to
not
those requests.
Yeah, do not, like, I cannot reiterate this in any stronger way. Do not go after creators who are working with him in the future. Okay, do not fucking do that. Do not go
They might
after
not
him.
know.
Do not, and don't do that as well. They don't have the full information, and even if they do, that is their choice, right?
Yep.
That is their choice, and that's it, right?
Yeah, you never
That's
know
it.
what goes on behind the scenes, and
Mhm.
people that share his company, that work with him, may have zero knowledge of what occurs, or might have circumstances that they feel they need to stay in the current position they are in. That is not our business. That is not your business. So I would respect the privacy of every individual involved, and I would only reference our statements in terms of how you should feel towards things.
I believe each of us have made public statements in our community discords. I know I
have.
have, as well as clarifications because of other situations that have happened. Please understand, do not try to read between the lines. We are not giving you the information. We will not give you the information, and do not try to make hypotheticals, to think of what happened, or spread rumors in our name. If I find out that any of you are spreading this name and spreading it under my name, any of my friends' names, including Alicia, who is not here currently and cannot speak for herself, you will be removed from my community immediately. Please respect this boundary for us. Thank you.
And the next conversation we'll have, I will reiterate this time and time again, are completely unassociated in any way, shape, and or form. Again, do not read between the lines. Do not try and draw conclusions like a sleuth. They're not associated. They are not related. They are not the same
It was
person.
just unfortunate timing.
It's just unfortunate
Put this
timing,
into perspective. Yeah, last night was a long talk between friends, and we
Multiple
talked
hours.
about a lot of things, right? It was just
Okay.
a very heavy night, and it was almost, let's put it this way, like a come to Jesus moment. And it was decided, again, especially via the encouragement and the bravery of Alicia in doing this in the first place.
I think they're afraid because didn't Taka mention he's under legal action right now? Yeah, it sounds like there's legal actions that are taking places.
That this is something that needed to be dealt with and gotten out of the way, because it has been weighing on us, every single one of us. It has been weighing on us for months. 4 months.
Yeah.
And
It is.
it's time to get rid of that baggage. You know what I mean?
It is something
So-
that has put me in severe medical issue, like straits. I've had to speak with you all in my Discord and be like, I'm going to the ER. It's not for random reasons. That's because I'm under incredible stress. And I haven't been able to convey to you all what's going on. And that's been incredibly stressful because I am someone who prides myself on a heavy sense of justice and being forthright and communicative and transparent in the ways that I can be. Obviously, I can't always give you everything. I have my own limits of privacy. But I couldn't say anything, and I didn't know how to. I am, again, eternally grateful for the long conversations we had last night with Alicia and her being kind of the universal root factor to just pulling the trigger on this, along with the prior situation. And just getting
Okay,
this
so,
out of them.
yeah,
It's better
because
to give you
what they're saying is that basically Alicia was the first one to stream and talk about this, which they say that it gave the courage to the other friends to talk about it too. Sounds to me like if he did some shit, it was earlier in the year that it went down and they're distancing themselves from him loudly now. No, it's Alicia kind of gives this timeline where he collabed with her after an event happened to try to clear his image, is what she said. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. It's not exactly what she said. It's something like that. It seems that she alluded to something happened. He collabed with her to try to clear his image. She found out about it. She felt grossed out. She talks about it more in her few more clips that are like more eye-opening.
you all the two unrelated situations rather than hit you with back-to-back bombs of
Thank you,
unfortunate
paper bag.
information. So I am sorry that this is a lot, but I would rather us have this conversation now than ever have to do this again, because I do not want to do this again ever in my life. I want this to be the only time that I am forced to do this, because it is uncomfortable, it makes me ill, and it plagues my waking thoughts and my nightmares. So I would like it to be over.
I'm torturing you guys.
And be washed of this until further time makes this relevant ever again.
Do we have anything else we wish to say on the Takahata situation before we go on to the next topic?
I don't think so. Do we want to take like
a
breather? I do have ads that are starting here in a moment, so do we want to
I am as well.
Yeah, so we want to just breathe through the ads and just kind of
do we give ads and then wait for the next section and then do the next section after ads then?
Yes.
Also, I just want to point out, ads are automatic. If we could get rid of them, we would. This is not like a...
Okay, we're done with this. All right, now, so there's RedClaw statement on his Twitch.
All right, so now on to the other thing. I'm gonna try to make this quick. This particular one sucks. Okay. If you are in Adora's community, if you're in Radia's community, if you're in Veggie's community, and even more recently, if you're in Mila's community, I'm sure you have all seen, I am sure that you have all seen particular announcements about a bunch of people separating themselves from Takahata.
Yeah, this guy's model's cool.
I have a lot that I appreciate. There's a lot that I appreciate Takahata doing for me. I honestly do not believe I'd be even at the level that I'm at right now if I wasn't invited onto the bar.
Thank you,
However,
Endless.
That being said, over the past couple months, I have been privy to things that I am not very comfortable with at all. And because of that, like the other people that I've mentioned, I am choosing to separate myself from Taka. I no longer consider Takahata a friend. Taka doesn't consider me a friend. What's it called? This is not me being like, go attack Taka. This is not me saying like, give Taka beef. This is just me letting you guys know that like, you're not going to see him around here. We're not gonna ban anyone for like mentioning him or using his emotes or anything, but like, I'm just letting you guys know, if you're like, please don't like pressure me being like, when's the next time you're going to the bar? Like, when's the next time you're hanging out with him? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not happening. It's not happening at all. Please do not ask why. It is not, like, most of this stuff is not my place to discuss at all, and so you're not gonna get an answer from me. This is just me very calmly, politely asking to respect the privacy of myself and everyone else in this regard. Just be cool about it. Like I said, it's just so me just formally announcing.
I'm not sure, Quintek. We don't know exactly what it's about, but from the way they're talking about it, it sounds like something serious.
Yes. All right. Like I said, I thank him for putting me on the map. But other than that, we're moving on. We are moving on.
That's
all right. You can take him out of emote.
That's pretty much it for this. Let's see. Mila's statement.
As you were, if you were watching for a long time, thank you, Darth Zerx. Hey Mila, I just got here. Hope you're doing okay. I will hold back the stream. I think you're really cool.
I believe her. Yeah.
Thank you. What I was gonna say was, when I streamed with Taka a ton, and we became a bit of a duo act, you know? There wasn't like this big group to push into. Me and him just ended up vibing. And that was the first time I really managed to get comfortable really collabing a lot with someone. And I have to make it very clear that if you ask any questions about this, I'm not gonna answer them. And
I'm not Fugu.
I'm not going to share any more details.
I'm not.
Whatsoever. But I've distanced myself from Taka.
Yeah.
I'm not really comfortable working with him anymore.
Her voice is extremely cute.
And again, I really can't give any details or anything like that.
Again, like, these are people that they've they grew their channel due to him, like they're saying. They were very, very close to him. It's like if your best friend, somebody's best friend, suddenly cut ties with them. It makes me feel like something serious happened that would trigger that, right?
Regardless, it's been like, it's been rough. Because I felt like, it was really, really hard for me to come out of my shell, you know? And then in the end, I felt like it worked once. And now in hindsight, yeah, it didn't work. You know? I feel like it's hard to talk about it while being so secretive, but yeah. That said, I really want to make it clear that everyone that you have seen me work with have been really, really nice. Too nice, if anything. And very welcoming and really, really sweet to me. I just get self-conscious. That's all. I just get self-conscious. You're so sweet today. Thank you. I get uncomfortable being real, you know? I don't like sharing.
More speculations. Somebody tweeted, and this was posted in my Discord, unrelated to the current VTuber drama floating around, but what happened with Takahata? I'm not close to anyone. Much in that circle, and the curiosity has been nagging me. Did something happen? With many referencing female VTubers cutting him off, I will offer that I made my statement on privately and professionally separating from him months ago as he crossed the line. Radioactive is one of the VTubers we watched do a statement earlier on stream. This is not my story to tell, and I will not be discussing anything beyond this publicly, but I will be more than willing when information is made public to offer additional statement and my personal experience in relation to it all. You generally had no idea a simple question would get any traction at all. The algorithm merely grabbed it with its digital sticky hands. I just personally wanted my statement on remaining quiet on Twitter out there to the broader public, as any statements have been delegated to only my community. When it is time and place, I will offer my experience and thoughts, but until then, it's a story that is not mine to tell. And Bella adds here, so apparently while collabing with Alicia X-Life, he thought that she was gaining too much traction and was going to forget him eventually, so he started talking shit about other VTubers she became friends with. To him, this is based on non-specific info that Alicia talked about, but then Alicia responds to that, saying, that's a side thing. That is easily worked out between friends. He did something that crosses a line. I talked to him about, and based off what he said, I separated from him. It's not my story to tell, but when it's public, I'm more than happy to discuss my experience in relation to it. And then this person's like, I'm sorry to cause speculation. And then there's the Takahata tweet finally happened 2 days ago. So Takahata, after a lot of silence, finally tweets about it, saying, you may have already been aware over the past few months, several creators have distanced themselves from me. Some have announced they will no longer collaborate on future content. Others have even removed past collaborations from their platform. I was in Mila's stream during that time. It has become clear to me that this has been largely driven by false and hurtful rumors that have been circulated behind the scenes, and I'm aware where this all originated and how it has spread. While I have no desire to escalate matters or cause unnecessary distress, I have, with the guidance of legal and professional counsel, now compiled a dossier that clearly identifies the falsehoods and substantiates the truth with provable and independent evidence. I'm aware that the spread of this false narrative has been made possible by a lack of full context, but the allegations now being made and implied are simply untrue. Yes, I do know the identity of the original source, but I also am very aware of that individual's emotional vulnerability, and I truly have no wish to do them harm. So at this stage, I do not intend to make their identity public or take further action of any kind. It's my sincere hope this will never be necessary. However, I have found this entire situation deeply difficult to process. So after careful reflection, I have decided to take a significant step back from content creation for now. This has not been an easy decision, but I believe it is the right one for the time being. To those of you who have continued to offer kindness, understanding, and genuine support, I'd like to say thank you. This has meant more than I can express. And then people started responding to this. This is what I think he's referring to, by the way. Another VTuber just posting about something that should have been private. Neko Sakurako tweeted, "Hi, censored name. I never deleted stuff with other people I had issues with because it would just spark too much drama and pressure. In addition, I didn't want YouTube to start prying on something that isn't my story to tell. I collabed with him and then was approached directly after I uploaded my last video with him. After being approached, I called him, and that's what made me decide to cut ties. I wanted to hear him out as someone I saw as a friend. I did, and with that, I made my decision swiftly to cut ties with him. When the information is public by the parties involved, I'm more than happy to elaborate on my experience. Other women who collabed with him didn't make a statement before me because they were nervous too, but when they realized he was still uploading videos of them collabing and tweeting clips, though, they left him months ago. They made the statement. After the statement, he privated the recent videos involving them. I didn't really know these women that well beside meeting them on Taka's stream, but they have grown to be close to me after going through this whole situation. I'm thankful that they reached out to me, which allowed me to have necessary conversation with Taka that led to my decision. When I'm able to be more transparent about the situation, I will be. For now, out of respect for the other parties involved, I'm just separating from him. Thank you for being respectful towards me and others during this period. TLDR, I cut ties with Taka after my last video because I was approached by some people. After a call with him, I decided to cut him off completely. I do not wish to elaborate further until the parties involved are ready to. When they do, I will be more transparent about my experience. Thank you. Now, so there's been people defending him since the tweet, and some people that are also kind of doubling down. So Kimra here. Okay, these might not be in like perfect order, but they all came out in the same day, more or less. So Kimrai here says, Taka has been a good friend of mine since the start of my journey. I'm sad to see him go. The situation is a complicated one, and I know everyone is frustrated with the vagueness of it all, but you just have to accept when the people directly involved want privacy. I remained his friend through this. I lost friends because of it, and I might lose more still. I saw receipts from both sides and ultimately made the decision that it didn't feel right to cut him off. I don't fault others for doing so. We're all just trying to do what is best. This will be all that I say on the matter. I hope everyone who has been impacted finds peace, and I offer warm hugs to the viewers who feel a little lost because of this. Now, Junk waited on this too, saying Taka has always been a really good friend to me and gave me my first opportunity to broadcast myself to a larger platform. The entire situation sucks and I'll miss him. Please don't gossip about the situation. I understand why people have decided to cut ties or part ways. I've interacted heavily with Taka over the years and wish to continue having him in my life. To all those involved, I hope it's resolved as peacefully as it can be. I've always tried to remain a positive figure on this platform and in life, and I hope to continue doing so. Please, if you're thinking about contacting me to further information, do not. It's on my place. Thank you. For people who keep scratching their head about why I posted this, I didn't want gossip. When a person you've interacted heavily with undergoes controversy, you need to make a statement regardless of if the statement is of any substance. Please don't gossip. Just responds, please don't gossip to everybody. Now, there is a Discord announcement from Bosheep saying, sorry, I have not been around much. Some of you may have noticed that for the last several months, I seem to have had a hard time keeping consistent. I did not want to talk about why, as I respect the privacy of everyone involved and still do. However, now that Taka has brought it up on Twitter, I will admit to the fact that the situation that occurred behind the scenes has taken a toll on me and how I view the community. I have remained friends with Taka through the allegations due to seeing his proof. And there is proof that backs him up, which has ultimately resulted in some people not wanting to associate with me anymore either. It's been hard and disheartening, and I found my motivation drop. I will not discuss what happened, as it still is not my place to give up the details beyond how the situation has impacted me, and I will be pushing forward and coming back soon. Not that I don't have to pretend that everything is okay. Oh, here's the screenshot from her Discord server. Wait, I skipped on the Alicia tweet, and I feel like that one was important. All right, I feel like this one hits kind of hard. As someone who she screenshotted him, and it seems like she has him blocked now. As someone who saw you as a best friend, heard you out twice because out of love and respect for our friendship, I didn't want to just listen to one side. I wanted to hear what you said and your experience. I made my decision to separate based on what you said to me, not what others said. I don't know about if other people are saying false things, but let me be crystal clear. What you told me is worse than what a rumor could be. I will read the dossier when it comes out. I sat with you as you cried and bought your mac and cheese when I thought the world was against you. But it took more screenshots and me talking to you a second time to get a clear picture. I feel used because I didn't know why you left and came back the original time. The second last time you did, I still had faith in you and was worried. You came back again just for the screenshots and second conversation to happen. I give you so much benefit of the doubt because I'm an emotional person. Our friendship ended after we talked. No other rumors. So she completely denies the fact that she dropped him because of rumors. She's like, no, this is after we talked. It's because of what you told me. And I feel like this weighted a little bit more heavily for me. Like what you told me is worse than what a rumor could be. Because it seems to me that she didn't just listen to one side. She actually went back and forth with him and saw screenshots from both sides. So for me, that's kind of the most eye-opening tweet so far. But again, we still need to look at the allegations and look at the evidence. Obviously, I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but I was like, wow. Now, this person replies, if this is some high school shit that could have been handled privately, I might be pissed at everyone that's involved. Vape posting is annoying enough as it is, and the mac and cheese comment makes me think the situation is going to be over something petty. And she responds, there is a victim involved, and if you read Taka's own tweet, their mental health isn't okay. And then she responds, there's a victim involved, and if you read Taka's own tweet, their mental health isn't okay. Once it's public, I'm more than happy to be transparent. If you can't go into details over the sake of their mental health, how you think this post will help the situation? All it did was cause a lot of anxiety because no one has a clue what's going on. A lot of things are honestly hardly ever handled privately. Honestly, a personal opinion, I feel like you should have waited till the parties involved came forward with their statement. If they're going to, it's weird to make this when they're in preparation to go public, especially if you're not directly involved. That's what I'm getting from your main post. She didn't reply. Alicia actually had a stream 5 days ago before all of this. So this was 5 days ago and the tweets are 2 days ago. So 3 days before Takahata went on Twitter and talked about it. I don't know if it was prompted by this stream, but let's see what Alicia said here.
Yeah. There's another question I've been getting asked a lot in my comment section, and I wanted to address that very quickly, but I will not be taking further questions about this, okay? I'm going to answer it this one time, and then we're going to let it go. All right? My friendship with Takahata101 has ended over an incident between him and someone else that I heard of. But as a friend who was very close to him at the time, I called him. I was like, hey, I heard this about you. I would love to hear your perspective and what's going on, right? Because that's what you should do for your friends. You should hear them out, no matter how bad the situation is. You give them the chance to, like, explain themselves. After hearing his perspective, I ended the friendship. And, yeah, it was a lot. And it's not my place to say what happened because it's someone else's story to tell. Just know that I am uncomfortable. And I don't want him to be brought up further with me. I don't want to interact with him. Since I ended my friendship with him, he has no longer posted videos or uploaded on Twitter anymore because of the incident. And I know that there's going to be a lot of curiosity. I totally understand that. Because listen, if I was a fan, I'd be like, what the fuck happened, right? I totally understand curiosity. But I'm telling you from like a place that's very meaningful to me is that if this was just drama, I would 100% spill tea. But this is more than drama. This is like life affecting.
Yeah, so it seems like something serious. Like I'm thinking, speculation time. I don't know. I'm thinking something like essay or there's another clip that rules out some other stuff because I was like, oh, grooming, you immediately jump to that because this is content creation world. But then there's another video. From what Kim Rai says, it seems like it's not, she ruled out grooming because she said there's no kids involved.
It's not my place to say it. When it comes out, I'm more than happy to be clear and transparent.
Maybe it's the cheating stuff. Maybe it's sexting. I don't know.
About it. And I'm more than happy to talk about my perspective, right? But
I
again,
did test my
when it's
setup.
something that's like not my place, that I just can't. Does that make sense? But again, you know me. I love drama. I love tea. I love spilling it. But again, you know, maturity matters. You know, and being an adult and making sure people are okay matters, and that's what I prioritize here. So yeah. And again, if it comes out into light, I'm more than happy to give my perspective and give full transparency on where I was in the situation. But again, not gonna, yeah. Yes, that's where I am on that. A lot of people have been asking me about Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I thought about continuing it. It's just a little hard because he voices one of the main characters for the next arc for Cell Saga.
Oh.
And it makes me just really uncomfortable even listening to him now.
Wow.
Because of what I know. And it's just a lot. And I realized that I don't think I can mentally go through that. And the only reason I did not take down my YouTube videos with him was because I didn't want this to become some stupid VTuber drama bullshit. You know what I mean? You know when you start deleting videos and the VTuber drama channels go, ooh, what's the tea? It's like, no, this is serious. This is real life.
What's the sauce, though?
Right? I don't want to deal with that. So I was like, I'm going to leave the videos up and then just, you know, cut things off and just keep it there. So that's my rundown. That's about it. Again, I'm more than happy to share eventually if it does come to surface. And if it doesn't, because the victim doesn't want to talk about it, that's up to them. Or if he doesn't want to talk about it, it's up to him. Either way, right? Just know that, yeah, like I pride myself on transparency. So if I can talk about it, I will. And that's about it. That's all I can really say for now. Yeah, it's just uncomfortable. And I feel like that sounds like a lot. It is. It definitely is. I mean, I considered him one of my best friends, which really fucked me up during all of this. Because you guys saw how close Taka and I were.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were really close. From what other people told me, they were like really, really, really close. So it's kind of like it must have been serious.
And
I love the Chibi model. It was very cute, yeah.
You know, I spent a lot of time going through that. And it fucking blew. And I promise you, you have no idea what the fuck happened. And I promise you that. That's not even up for debate. That's insane. Do you know how I know you don't know? Because I was lied to at the start. Because I was originally told, oh, it's about a threesome. And I was like,
oh, yeah. This part's important.
That's stupid. And then they were like, oh, no, it's not about that. It's actually a completely different situation. He just lied to you. And I was like, oh.
A threesome? So she was told it was originally about a threesome, but then she found out it wasn't a threesome.
What the fuck are we doing here? Like, stop bringing up drama to me that has nothing to do with the actual situation. So stupid. Like, insane. Also, I don't give a shit who anybody has relations with. So, like, whatever. Unless it's unconsensual, then I care. But yeah.
Taka's a bad person who is awful. We cut him off. We won't explain why. We're not taking actions and no one drama, but he definitely did something bad. What is it? Well, they said that they can't tell because the victim involved. They said there's a victim involved and the victim involved won't come out. So they don't want to speak on their behalf. So either Taka or the victim needs to say something for them to tell us.
The thing is, chat, is like, I'm trying to be as professional as I possibly can be.
And there's a legal recourse, yeah.
Right? But there's so many things and so many red flags that I went through that I excused for so long that I just don't know if I can talk about them because I don't want, I don't know, because I don't want it to be like it's drama shit. Because the situation that happened was so much worse than stuff that I experienced with him, you know? And no more drama. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, listen, if it ever comes out, I'll tell you guys all about what I've been through and shit, but is another Cinder situation? No. Cinder's situation's a lot different. Cinder was just a shitty friend. Like, that was weird. Cinder just moved fucking weird.
So, we're ruling out the shitty friend / shitty person allegation. I think that's it for this part. Lastly, I have one more video from Bosheep.
Anyway.
This one found on forum.
Hi, everyone. So yes, things have been kind of difficult since January because a whole bunch of, I don't want to refer to it as drama because it's not really drama. It's just stuff has been happening behind the scenes with VTubers in general. And I got told a lot of things that were extremely upsetting to me. And then I had to make the decision to talk to my friend about it and find out, like, hey, you know.
Okay. She used to be a frequent guest at Taka streams as Kim Rai. Okay. Bosheep is Kim Rai. Okay.
I don't, you know what I mean? It's hard not to.
So she kind of sided with him. She's kind of like the only person defending him.
Told a lot of things that makes you feel like maybe you don't know the person that you thought you knew. And then you have to make that difficult decision.
It seems like all the parties have seen evidence. Alicia says she saw screenshots first that he showed her. She saw screenshots from other people, and then she saw more screenshots that put the situation in context even further to her. Then she dropped him. Now, Bosheep is also saying that she saw screenshots, but she made a different decision. But I don't know if she saw all of the screenshots or just the ones that he showed her. She doesn't really specify that.
Decision to reach out to that person and have an honest conversation with them. And which is what I did. And to my surprise, they had a whole bunch of things to tell me and show me that basically made it like this whole thing felt suddenly something that's typically very black and white suddenly felt like a gray area. Does that make sense? Sometimes issues that happen between adults isn't always black and white. Sometimes it's confusing, and sometimes there's a gray area, and sometimes you're just kind of like, you get caught in the middle. But anyways, regardless of what happened, I was told all these things, and then I was told I couldn't talk about it, and I had to essentially pretend that everything was normal. Meanwhile, everything behind the scenes was falling apart. And as someone here who is like very much on the spectrum, it's a very difficult situation to be in. Very difficult. Because interactions are already, socializing with people is already really hard. And when you get put in a situation where things are not cut and dry, and you just want to do what's best, but you have all these new set of conditions placed on how you interact, it's super stressful. It's very, very stressful. And you just want to do right by everybody. And it's impossible. It's impossible to do right by everyone. And this whole time I just, as selfish as it's...
She's the only one that's standing up for Taka when everyone turned on him. And she said in a previous post that she's lost a lot of friends because of that. When she's saying that it's difficult with her autism to navigate already social interactions, and it's even more difficult for her now. So she's going through a tough time. That's why she's crying. So we can be nice to her.
I just desperately wanted my friend group to be okay. You know, these are people that I've known for 4 years and have come to care about a lot. Taka made, thank you for the resub, Tumbleweed. Taka made a post yesterday. I don't know how many of you saw it on Twitter, saying that he was taking a step back from content creation. Because of these things that have been going on behind the scenes. And I know that other content creators have openly decided to take a step back from associating with him as well. And because of all that, it has caused a ton of speculation that is occurring on the internet right now. And that's like just happening in the last 24 hours. And I guess a little bit before then. I'm sorry. Thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate you. But I need you guys to know that I would not have continued my friendship with him if I did not feel like there was enough reason to still have faith in him. Like, that I can tell you. What I can also tell you is there's I'm not gonna go in and tell people, like, I'm not gonna let people go in and guess what's wrong and then be like, yes, no, yes, no.
You've got mail.
You know what I mean?
Got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail.
That kind of scared me.
Ray, thank you for all the Funko Pops. That's super sweet of you. I don't, like, I'm not gonna let people go down a list and be like, is it this, and me say, nope, 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 and then just say nothing when they pick the right thing. So I will just flat out tell you the one thing, the one heinous narrative that has been out there, the single one that I just cannot sit by and let people say, is that the situation has absolutely nothing to do with grooming at all.
Okay. So like she rules out the grooming allegations. So that's one down.
That is the one thing that, and you can ask me all the other stuff and I'm not going to answer, but that one thing, because I know it is such a common internet personality issue that arises.
Why is it a common internet personality issues? It's like, it's the DLC of content creation, right? You have everything. You like all the content creators that have everything. They have their career set, money, fame, everything they've ever wanted. So it's like there's new DLC opens up that only them can see it. It's the grooming one. That's the meme, right?
It's one of the first things people think of. It is not that. Okay, so it is not that, and that is like the one thing that I will flat out say.
So no grooming.
It is not, because I was seeing comments all over the place where people were speculating that, and that is no, not at all. Nope, nope, no.
So it could still be like, it could be cheating, essay. I feel like that's the only things I can think of. Bullying, scam. No, I feel like bullying would fall into the drama and high school stuff.
Could not continue associating.
Could be abused. True.
Associating. If something like that had happened. People. I don't know. Anyways, I'm sorry for the like emotional start. I do just want to sit here and watch cartoons. I just wanted to, like, get it out of the way, because I know, like, I had announced that I was bringing Kimrai back in January, if you guys remember, and then suddenly I wasn't. This is why I decided.
So this okay, so we wait, when was the first Alicia video? That was in March, no? We only started hearing about it back in March. So I guess they've known about this since January. This has been going on since January.
Not to bring Kimrai back then, because everything was like so fucked up, and Kimrai is so heavily associated with Taka that I was just like, like, it wasn't me trying to flake out on something again. It was genuinely, things are so messed up behind the scenes that I didn't know what the hell to do. So I was just like, I can't bring Kim back right now because I have no idea what's going on, kind of thing.
And so it happened in January, not grooming, has a victim, not cinder drama, and it's fine to still enjoy his content. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing we know so far. And that he has legal counsel. He's mounting a dossier, so it's gotta be something that he believes he can push back on. And it's not your story to tell.
Anyways, I'm doing my very best not to go on social media tirade of like trying to protect my friends, because that has gotten me into hot water in the past. But yeah, that is the one thing I will stand by. Narratives of grooming and being a danger to minors, that is not that is not a speculation.
Oh, Alicia, the victim filed a police report, so I can't say more, but that's about it. Thank you. There. So for all the people that were saying if it's that serious, they should file a police report, seems like there is one. Thank you for clarifying that.
I'm going to just
appreciate
sit
that.
on my hands about no. That is something that is like deeply disturbing to me, and I can't.
Police and lawyers involved, yeah.
I can't.
That's all we know so far. We're probably not gonna get more details until either the victim or Taka comes out and talks about it. But him saying it was rumors bothered me pretty badly when it's what he told me that made me end the friendship. Yes, yeah, we saw your tweet. For me, I felt like that tweet weighted pretty heavily in what I thought about the situation. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but it seems like you gave him plenty of chance and you did listen to him, and it wasn't just a one-sided thing, which I appreciated. I think you tried to do your due diligence. And as for people who like keep asking, I've answered that at the beginning of the chat. That's why I think they're talking about it, because when you're a creator with a large platform and there is somebody that you collab with very frequently and suddenly they stop appearing on your stream, people are gonna ask questions, regardless of whether you make an announcement or not. Yep, I heard him out twice and got screenshots and looked into more and more. The victim knows I made a statement originally and they know I made a statement again and they are fine with it. Oh, okay. That's pretty big. Thank you, Alicia. That's even further clarifications. So that also shuts down the people saying that if this is about caring for the victim's mental health, this isn't helping. The victim knows about this, and I mean, she probably has permission. Yeah, it being vague as it is super frustrating, and I totally understand people if they are frustrated with me for not going into details. The victim said, I can also mention they filed a victim statement, but from this point on, I'm taking a step back until the dossier is out. Yeah, we're all wondering when that will drop. I guess everybody is holding their breath until that happens. That's fair enough, Alicia. Really appreciate your additional details. That actually helps a lot. Sounds fairly serious. And it's not grooming, can confirm that. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's got their idea of what it's about, but again, I just feel like we're not really gonna get an answer until like the dossier comes out or the victim statement. Yep, and I'm more than happy to give clarity when either the victim or Taka say something. And I'll be more than happy to listen to that. I think we all want clarity. We may know not more for 6 months. Yeah, I guess these things can take a long time. Yeah, it's in the hands of the law now. He got advice from his therapist? Not for the dossier, I hope. What? His therapist is helping him make the document? What? Wait, that's so odd that a therapist is getting so involved. Yeah, it's what he told me back when I talked to him the first time. Second time we talked, we didn't talk about the doc. About a doc. Oh. So even back then, he was already preparing. I mean, I hope for his sake that he talks to a lawyer before releasing that. So if he now has someone else helping, I wouldn't know though. Okay, yeah, because you probably cut tie at one point in there. So, okay, so it's not a lawsuit. It might just be a Google Docie or like a dossier with like a folder with a bunch of evidence. I can't click on it. He already made one doc but never saw it, but some people have, so there is a magical doc out there. I just have yet to see it. Ooh. This is the one time everybody wishes there was a Google Doc. Usually when there's a Google Doc that gets drops, everybody groans. But this one is like, everybody's like, we need the Google Doc for context. She made a victim statement. I have nothing else I'm aware of. I also asked to not know Morty Beach because I just wanted to end my friendship and move on. Yeah, fair enough, for real. Seems like it's taking a mental toll on everybody involved and everybody close by. I agreed. It's a victim statement. I don't know about the actual legal actions. After I just know it's submitted, then asked to be left out. Yeah, I'm not sure what the legality there is either. I don't know if he just consulted a lawyer, Himebito, for what to put in his statement or his document that he's building, or if he actually just started a suit. But legal counsel means that he is expecting a fight. I mean, legal counsel just means that he's getting counseled. Yeah, again, I'm not friends with the victim. I made the decision based off of my conversation with Taka. Yeah. So, separated from what happened. That's my bad. I meant the submission she made to say a crime happened. Okay. Oops, I didn't. Sorry, that came first. I didn't mean to mess up the terminology. That's my bad. I meant the submission she made to say a crime happened. All good. And she was responding to the person saying it's a police statement. A victim statement means a crime was committed. It also means there is evidence for the police to arrest. Anyone can go and give a statement. Okay, so it's a report. Okie dokie. Yeah, I didn't know which term it was. I guess we're all learning about this now. Yeah, going to court has its cost. A police report can go nowhere if the police either find no evidence and drops it, or if they have little evidence but not enough to litigate, or if they have enough to prosecute. Alright, homies, it's Mother's Day, and I'm gonna go hang out with the fam. Much love and glad I could drop by and say what I could, but now I'm back to being my own bubble. Listen, Alicia, you gave us so much already. I don't want to take more of your time or put more pressure, so thank you for everything. Thank you for dropping by. Enjoy Mother's Day, and enjoy your time with your family. Okay, that was pretty insightful. I feel like we came out with an even clearer picture than I expected, or as clear as we could get.